Cook Islands diving underneath. That was Brian Turley. Turley again with the ball. They switch back out. 6 touch. And the Kiwis hold out defensively. First time that the Cook Islands have been down this end of the field. Nice ball movement from New Zealand. Look at the intensity here. They're trying to pick it up. That pass has gone late. And there's a nice pocket of Cook Islander fans over on that far grandstand. They all went up there as the penalty was given, and it was definitely late on that occasion. And Adam Collins joins me in the commentary box now for this Mixed 30s semi-final match. Good to see you this morning, Adam.
Yeah, great to see you too, Scotty, and great to be here. Beautiful morning in Putrajaya. A bit of cloud cover, so nice mild temperatures, but some dew on the ground, so it could be a bit slippery out there. We'll have to see how both teams handle it.
Cook Islands on the attack here after that touch and pass penalty. And they switch in and Tarangi. Oh, they were sniffing around for a touch and pass penalty of their own. Tarangi again going from half. They go the deep switch. They get on the outside here, but they turn the ball over. And New Zealand, they hold out after giving away that penalty, and they'll be coming out of their end of the field.
Yeah, let's see how the Cook Islanders handle the defence here. New Zealand known for the direct play, as we see a ball go loose and to ground. So, yeah, just forcing the pass to the New Zealanders there. And in the slippery conditions, need to get a hold of that one early.
Yeah, and they just came off the fingertips there of the New Zealand player. When he tried to regather it, he just came in on the legs of the Cook Islanders left winger out there. I just can't quite see the player number at the moment. She's hobbling around a little bit at the moment, but stays back on the field. Another penalty given here, not moving forward. So that was Quinton Gardner giving away the penalty on that occasion.
Yeah, she's back on her feet. She's straight back into the attacking position too. So they build them tough in the Cook Islands. She's certainly not going to let that little tumble hurt her, as we see the sweeping play going around. The ball delivered off the ground to the left. The defensive line for New Zealand hold tight. Some nice skills from the Cook Islanders. Fast hands, fast feet. There's a step off the right. A little ball back inside. Nice step, nice footwork there from Richard Masters. Cook Islanders going through. Probably could have got into the end zone and rushed the play a little bit there. Nice opportunity for the Cookies.
Yeah, completely agree. It was really nice footwork coming off the right foot, but yeah, probably could have progressed into the in-goal area for sure, but got the ball away as he was sort of progressing in. If he just took his time there on that occasion, Masters, he might have been able just to get an extra couple of seconds up his sleeve and get his outside players out there in support.
And now the Cook Islanders strong in defence. We see the Kiwis on the attack. Nice ball left to right out there. Diving winger. The defence comes across. That's a great touch. And that's a young lady that got injured earlier on, so that's a big turnaround for her. She got a crossing cover and a fantastic touch on the far right side of the New Zealand attack.
Yeah, it looks like Tortai Giant Joe out on that far side. That shows real bravery out there, picking up that leg injury and coming up with a massive defensive play to stop the Kiwis from getting their second touchdown on the board.
It was a good start in the transition from the Cook Islanders, but they just got caught up there for a couple of touches. But now they're back on the drive, over the halfway line, acting half going here, got an overlap. But once again, a rush pass. They had a 3-on-1 overlap there. Unfortunately, the ball goes to ground. So a lost opportunity for the Cook Islanders, but showing a lot of positivity.
So the roll ball here from New Zealand. They come back into the middle, but their left-hand side attackers. Oh, and it's just popped out of the hands there of Gardner. So again, that's been 3 occasions now early in this match where they've turned the ball over coming out of their end of the field.
Yeah, they won't be happy about it in New Zealand. One of their aims is consistency, and they've demonstrated that throughout the tournament. So they won't be happy making these early areas here, as we see Put Berryman. A lot of World Cup experience all the way from the juniors. There's a nice ball right to left. Goes for the winger. Looks like she's got that one down in time. So that's a great touchdown. Berryman with a nice right to left pass. Cuts 2 out, finds the winger in space who gets the ball across the stripe. So that's a great touchdown for the Cook Islanders.
Yeah, I think the key to that play was that he ripped that right to left early, picked it up and gave the opportunity for the winger on the outside. She was in perfect position and already on the outside of the New Zealand defence. They were coming in and they were compressed, so it was a beautiful ball, good delivery and the opening touchdown here to the Cook Islands.
As I said about the number 15 for the Cook Islanders, put Berryman a lot of experience. He's played juniors with New Zealand and comes through the ranks for the Cookies. He's played some opens as well, as we see New Zealand go across the line from half, looking for the support players. A lot of traffic there in defence. The Cook Islanders swarm across in cover. So great defensive pressure from the Cook Islanders. Sees that opportunity to go begging for the Touch Blacks.
Yeah, Zane Welsh showing a little bit of footwork himself there, came nicely off the left foot, and that was probably the difference with the previous play we were talking about. Got into the in-goal area and took his time to try to find some support player. Threw the ball back on the inside, but it couldn't be grabbed and slammed down for another touchdown.
Cook Islanders here, another great transition from their line. They're deep into the New Zealand half. There's some more space from the half there. 6 touches, but another good drive. They're really showing some ascendancy here. They've taken the control of the game, the Cook Islanders.
Nice run into the line there. Conrad Perry picking up from half, coming off the right foot and left foot, trying to get the New Zealand defenders to deviate and get that shadowing penalty, but they held their line nicely, the Kiwis, and scrambled there to shut that one down.
Yeah, we see the Kiwis now cross the halfway line. Couple of touches up their sleeve. The Cook Island defence holding strong here. A lot of talk. One of the players called offside, so the Kiwis take the drive into the line. This is the last touch coming up. There's a dive under. But again, defence from the Cook Islanders right on the spot. Take that opportunity away from the Touch Blacks, so we are reset. Now, the Cook Islanders ready to roll the ball on the 5 metre line, and they'll start their attack from deep in their own half.
Yeah, Isaac Hunt on that last play, looking for a little bit of footwork to try to get in between the two middles. Went for the dive as we get a penalty here. A hooking penalty coming out of their end of the field there, the Cook Islands. So they're never ones the coaches like to see when you actually give a penalty away when you have the football in hand.
Yeah, 50-50 call there. I thought the Kiwi defender dropped the shoulder on the contact as well. So the referee, obviously closer to the action, saw the infringement. The hooking motion, as you said there, demonstrated. So he declared that the attacking player hooked and dragged the defender into the contact. So, yeah, bad turnover as they work their way to the substitute box. You see the Kiwis on the attack. There's a little dish off. Trying to draw the defenders up here. They get one coming out of the line. That's Terry Joe working hard in the middle. He's light on his feet, Terry Joe, as we see the defenders go across in cover once again. Caused the touch. Gets there, great dive. Fantastic effort, and she's letting them know she made the touch. She's not backing down, the Kiwi saying no, but she's standing there, hands on hips, letting them know, I got you, get back here.
Yeah, I love it. It's this great spirit between both sides. Todd Nichols thought he had the touchdown for all money, but the touch was called. One more here for the Kiwis, but they come up and shut that one down as well. Yeah, that was great work there. The referee was on the spot. He called the touch straight away as well, so there's no questions in his mind that it was a touch too.
Yeah, great theatre, but as you said, respect between both teams. They certainly, a lot of these guys have played together, whether it be in the islands or in New Zealand or Australia, where a lot of them live. And that's fantastic theatre as we see a loose pass on that occasion. So let's see what the Kiwis can do now. This is a good opportunity from the halfway line.
Yeah, they've opened the door on the last two sets here, the Cook Islands. 2 mistakes. The last 2 times that they've handled the football, they can't keep doing that unless if they want to stay into this match. New Zealand will make them punish, or they'll punish them, I should say, if they keep turning the ball over cheaply.
Yeah, that's right. Here come New Zealand once again. 15 out from the Cook Islands line. We see the scoop from the dummy half. No play on the left-hand side, so he turns the ball back over to the right now. Zane Welsh in the acting half roll. There's a little right footstep, gets into the end zone, looks for the sport player back on the inside. Not sure if there was control there. The referee was on the spot. He says there was and awards a touchdown to New Zealand, with a touchdown there through Tamari Fraser. So that's a nice strike back from the Kiwi team.
Yeah, but Zane Welsh getting himself into the in-goal area. Nice speed showing there. They couldn't hang with Welsh on that occasion. Yeah, threw the ball back on the inside. It looked like it might have slipped out, but the hands were on the football and got it down to the ground. And we'll probably put that down to the dew that's still across the surface at the moment. The referees, the on-field and the sideline were both happy. I think it was the right call.
Yeah, no video referees here at the Touch World Cup, just a couple of commentators up in the grandstand. So the referee's on the spot and they are the sole judge of fact. Touchdown awarded, it's on the scoreboard and the game will progress.
And a penalty given away from the Kiwis here. So a little bit of contact, I think was the call. We can see the referee pointing to his shoulder on that occasion. The Cook Islands, they'll be looking to hit back here. It almost opens up for him in the middle. Machuda Hope making the touch there.
Yeah, Conrad Piri going for the dive over, but the Kiwi defence was right up to the task. Here he is once again. Bad roll ball. Sloppy play. Tried to go a little bit too quick there. Just got the leg caught up in the roll ball area, so ball away, change over to New Zealand. But we are deep in their half. We have to see how they drive out of the line here.
They head towards their sub-box side of the field. Now the Kiwis, they'll get fresh interchanges on as they roll towards the halfway line. They turn it back on the inside, so nice extra meters here. They might pick up and go early. They don't. They've still got touches up their sleeve. They're just working together nicely in the middle of the field. It's the last touch now. They give early ball from half. And scrambling across there, Brian Turley making the touch, but they finish right down on their try line and they start their six touches here, the Cook Islanders, with a lot of work to do to get down the other end of the park.
It was a nice drive from the New Zealanders, but the defence for the Cook Islanders stood strong. Thought there was an occasion there where they had a couple of players offside, but they recovered nicely as we see Terry Joe drive into the line. Gets that ball down, nice dish off from the acting half. The ball movement out to put Berryman now up to the halfway line. So here we go on the attack for the Cook Islanders. There's Berryman again. Great experience. Nice right foot, left foot step. Goes both ways. Creates the extra man here. There's space. Back on the inside from Joe. And the ball down. That was beautiful ball movement. Well constructed touchdown. Terry Joe. Plenty of skills there in the middle. Finds a man on the inside. And that's a great touchdown for the Cook Islanders.
Yeah, unselfishly threw the ball back on the inside. Probably could have got the touchdown if you just put the head down and gas. They get the touchdown regardless. It's not, doesn't really matter in the end. But it all stems down to that dummy half run that was made earlier in the play. The Kiwi defence, they're in all sorts of trouble. They might have actually come back for that shadowing penalty if the touchdown wasn't given, but they continue on with the play. Well done taking the advantage of Cook Islands, and we're back level.
Yeah, Tiava Tearangi, there's a man that gets the ball across the line, but as we said, Put Berryman, he was involved heavily there. And Terry Joe probably could have got it himself, but unselfish play for Tearangi back inside. So beautiful work from Cook Islanders. We have a game here on our hands. We see the Kiwis on the attack now. Trying to set up again, draw those middle defenders up off the line so they can spread it wide from the roll ball. Dancing feet there, not much happening, and there's the penalty. The referee saying the Cook Island players not moving forward fast enough. Zane Welsh, the number 10 for New Zealand, just dancing around, inviting the players to come forward. The referee didn't think they came forward fast enough. Gets a penalty, great opportunity for the touchblacks here.
Yeah, Richard Masters making that touch there on Harrison. So Zane Welsh is back on the field. He has looked really dangerous in this first half for the New Zealand side. He moves into half again. He goes on the accelerator. It worked for him last time. He's managed to get into the in-goal area one more time. I reckon the touch has been made there from Masters. The referee agrees. Good scramble defence. Outstretched arms makes the diving touch, and they're still holding on here, the Cook Islands.
Yeah, Zane Welsh, some fancy footwork there. He evaded the first touch. I thought he was close enough to make a touch, the diving defender for Cook Islands. But Welsh was good enough to get away from the outstretched arm. So great play, but unfortunately comes to naught with some solid defence from the Cook Islanders in scramble mode. So we see them now cross the halfway line in attack. Great drive into the line there. Gets the Kiwi defence on the back foot. Extra man created, but a poor pass. Goes to ground, so another opportunity goes begging for the Cook Island team, and New Zealand come off their own line.
They'll head to their sub-box again on this occasion. They're happy to throw the football around here to try to get those metres towards that substitution box. So this will be the second touch as the changes, they flow around that 10-metre line. They're over the halfway at the moment. Gardner here taking easy metres. They turn back on the inside. Gardner moves himself back into half. Rawiri with the ball. Gardner again. They're short here. Ooh.
Yeah, just looked to miss out on that on the near player. We saw an inside line being run by the link for the touch blacks there, but just didn't get into the space in time. That was Mark Toodhope. He's been dangerous for the touch blacks himself, but on that occasion, just not able to get into the space that the ball was headed for. So we see now the Cook Islanders drive towards their sub-box, tiptoeing along the sideline, and she was probably lucky she got tapped there because she was about to run out. So great skills from the Cookies to hug the line. There's Terry Joe back on, not able to get the ball on that occasion, but here's Put Berryman and Joe. They work well together, so let's see what they can bring us now, Scotty.
Yeah, driving in here. This is, I think, maybe the last touch. Play on is the call, and Wariri coming back in there to shut that one down.
Yeah, Wariri really needed to get up in the line and make that touch because that was danger signs for the touch blacks. We had the overlap created from that interplay between Berryman and Joe, and the touch had to be made. The offside player called, and that was enough for Joe to get into space. So here they are now. They'll reset the Cook Islanders. There's Berryman with the ball. Terry Joe looking into acting half. What's going to happen here? There he goes. Joe sweeps around. Berryman picks up. Comes back to the right. No space there. So the man in motion didn't create the extra man as they thought it might have. Turned it back inside on that occasion. No hole for the inner defensive line. Little bit of confusion there. Joe was sweeping again. Ordered back by Berryman this time. Back to the right. Long ball thrown to the winger. She's outside the player but couldn't get there in time. So another opportunity down for the Cook Islanders. But they look impressive at the moment, Scott.
Yeah, they've had a really good first half. It's been a little bit of a tale of two tapes. It was New Zealand early on, but the Cook Islanders have done a really good job to fight back throughout the back end of this half. We're still locked up on the scoreboard. It's 2 touchdowns apiece. And yeah, another half a chance there on that previous raid from the Cook Islands, just dipping down in front of Edith Nathan out here on the right-hand side. This looks a little bit disjointed here from the Kiwis. 3 people rushing in to pick the ball up from half at the same time.
Yeah, poor communication there. Really slowed the play down and took away any advantage they may have had, and that's what happens from it. Too much pressure, rushed it, the ball goes to ground as we hear the hooter in the background for half-time. So as we said, Cook Islanders really took a little bit of control there in that match. So second half, we look forward to it, and let's see what the Cook Islanders can bring us. They're looking dangerous with Terry Joe and Put Berryman out there. The Berryman name around the rugby world and the touch world, quite a famous name. So great family tradition being carried on here by 2 of the Berrymans, with Rosemary and putting in for the Cook Islanders.
Yeah, we've got a game on our hands here in the mixed 30s semi-final out on field 1. Going into the halftime break, we are locked up. It is the Cook Islands 2, New Zealand 2. Welcome back to the second half of this mixed 30s match between the Cook Islands and New Zealand. We'll be resuming the second half. Locked up on the scoreboard. The current score is 2 touchdowns apiece, and it was a really impressive performance from both teams, to be fair, and the scoreline obviously reflects that. It was New Zealand with a really strong start to get the match underway, but the Cook Islands responded nicely, worked themselves into the match and locked up the score. So yeah, promising signs from the Cook Islands. And they actually, as we may mention at the start of the broadcast, they actually knocked off the Kiwis in the rounds. The score was 7-6 on that occasion, so obviously a close score line yet again, but they know they can beat the New Zealand side. But the Kiwis, star power across the paddock, like many of the divisions and teams of which they brought to the World Cup this year. But it is Cook Islands who get us back underway, and this is a really good opportunity to take the lead. They look to get underneath, but yeah, they've turned the ball over. There's a little bit of a collision between the players, but yeah, they're asking questions early on again here, the Cook Islands.
Yeah, nice defence from New Zealand there. Just put the pressure on the man coming in to shut it down. Just force the error from the Cook Islands attacker as the ball went to ground. We have spoken about the slipperiness on the ground at the moment. The dew here in Malaysia early in the morning is quite intense with the moisture in the air. So a lot of dew around, and also the sweat that starts to come onto the ball. It does get slippery throughout the days. We see the Kiwis on the attack. A nice left to right pass to a man in space. Attempted flick back inside on that occasion from Tamati Fraser. Just goes to ground, so the Cook Islands will bring the ball off their own line, back in the attack. Keep an eye on what both teams will do here, all tied up at 2-all, just the second half here. We see Terry Joe just taking it forward up the wing, and the substitution. A little bit slower play here to start the second half from both teams. We see an intercept taken, the referee calls it back. There was a lot of touching going on. Penalty has been found, and the Cook Islanders will get the tap here, just on their own side of halfway.
Yeah, it was a little bit interesting what was happening there. They kind of threw a ball back onto the inside, which didn't really need to be thrown because there was New Zealand defenders right up in the line. I couldn't quite see what the penalty was for, but I thought there was simultaneous contact as they took the intercept.
I think the man that you said came up earlier, the line was called offside on that occasion, Scott. So the touch that was affected that forced that little quick pass was actually offside. So the referee brought it back. So no damage done for the Cook Islanders. But yeah, nice pressure from the Kiwis. Just the timing was a little bit out.
So Cook Islands here, last touch, nice footwork, and again, tackled. Well, this is going to be interesting. I can't say I've really seen anything like that on a touch football field. I mean, it wasn't over vigorous, but it just didn't need to happen. He must have a league or union background and just had a flashback to another time.
Not so much a tackle, as more a cuddle, I would have thought. But anyway, the game's back underway. The Cook Islanders on the attack. Goes off the right, the left. Down he goes, a quick roll ball. Gets the ball off the ground, dive under. The ball was on the deck, so that was great pressure from the Cook Islanders. They take the early ascendancy here in the second half. A beautifully worked touchdown for the Cook Islanders to go ahead by 1. 3-2 now the score. Some pressure here for the Touch Blacks.
Well, unfortunately, it comes back to that cuddle or tackle, whatever you want to call it. It just didn't need to happen. It was quite bizarre. Seeing it occur, it gave the penalty away. 6 more touches, they put themselves under pressure, New Zealand, and they couldn't respond. The Cook Islands, they take the lead.
Yeah, Richard Masters there with a nice dive under the despairing defence, and as you said, that was the last touch, so a very costly error from the Touch Black player. I think it was Zane Welsh who really didn't need to do it. Unfortunately, he did for his team, and that was all that was needed for the Cook Islanders. So, game on, Scotty. Game on here in the mixed 30 semi-final.
Kiwis will be looking to hit back here. Yeah, that's not great. It was coming into the 5th touch. The lead-up play wasn't all that good either. And the easy touch made there on Gardner. So, yeah, lost their way on 4th, and it really just threw out what they were trying to achieve there coming into the 5th touch.
Yeah, and then a penalty for not returning the ball to the mark. The referee deemed there was a player on the mark who should have been given the ball immediately. the Kiwi defender decided to take it away from that area and give it to somebody else, and that was enough for the referee to blow the penalty. So the Cook Islanders, great attack already up over the halfway line. Players in motion. There's Joe once again. Berryman into half. Gets the ball, wraps around himself. Berryman, there's the right foot step he's known for. That time comes to nothing. Good defence from the Kiwis, but again, nice pressure from the Cook Island attack. Really well controlled on that roll on there.
Oh, you're spot on. That's exactly what I was just going to say. They flowed onto the ball beautifully. All four players coming into the interchange box in motion together. It was nice transition there from the Cook Islands. New Zealand, they're holding out there defensively. They scrambled well and they're back on the attack now themselves.
Yeah, they've still got plenty of ability out there, these touch blacks. They're not going to go down resting. We're looking for Michael Walriri. We also have Zane Welsh, who's been dangerous despite that little cuddle earlier on. He has been very good, as has Noel Edmonds here, the number 3 with the ball. On that occasion, the Cook Islanders up for it. But we're looking to the Kiwis to come back here. Some great skill, plenty of experience out there in this touch black side. So the game is well and truly on. 3-2, the Cook Islanders lead, but sometimes one is not enough.
They're over the halfway line now. They send it back into Tony Hunt. Keep an eye on Tony Hunt as well. We've caught her quite a few times through the round game. She's been super impressive for the Cook Islands. They come off the right foot. They might have a beat here. Here comes Hunt. Oh, what a take. Has she put it down? Well, that's exactly what we were talking about. Beautiful outside support work from Tony Hunt. Ran a great line coming in, but it was the take at the end that really put the icing on the cake. That is a great touchdown from the Cook Islands.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful finish from Tony Hunt. She hit the inside line. She hit it hard, and the athleticism displayed. But I've got to say, Scotty, that was set up way back here on their own side of halfway. They controlled the roll on into the line again. Beautiful power, the little right foot step, and a great pass to find Tony in space. Awesome touchdown, Cook Islands to go out by 2.
Well, there's a bit of work to do here for New Zealand, but the danger man, Zane Welsh, he's back on the paddock now. He's going to move into half. He gives early ball here. They just put the foot down. Oh, wow, that was really close, but New Zealand sliding in underneath, but the Cook Islands respond nicely as well.
Yeah, the long reach of Josh Harrison, not able to get under the touch there that time, but here he is again with the ball. Harrison, he's tall, he's lanky, he's got a great outreach, so let's see if he can get it across the line. There's Welsh into dummy half. There's a left foot step, long ball from Welsh out to the winger. Oh, she just couldn't get the handle on it at the last moment. Great skills to be there in the position, but just loses possession at the last second. Great movement from the Kiwis, just coming to nothing, but that clearly shows they've got their mind on the job. Welsh again, he's dangerous, we'll keep an eye on him.
Yeah, he's the man, Welsh, and what a ball that he threw out there, left to right. And poor old Katie Bradley did a really good job to hold that for the majority of the time, just as she was trying to get her hands back on that to slam it down. It slips out. They turn the ball over. It's a chance miss from the Kiwis. Here come the Cook Islands again.
Yeah, late pass on that occasion. Once again, it was Joe and Berryman. They are dangerous together, working well as a unit. Always dangerous around that roll ball area, Berryman and Joe. Doesn't matter who's got their hands on the ball, they're both switched on. As we see the Kiwis driving off their line now, up to the halfway. A little bit of a stutter there, but they're back in the roll now. Players sweep on. We have a nice open field here for the Touch Blacks. Couple of touches left in this set. Mark Toothope there. Just getting tangled up. Slows the play right down. So final touch coming now. Long ball out to the link player. Flick back inside or dummied back inside. And Terry Joe comes in and shuts it down. So again, the Cook Islanders hold strong with that 2-touchdown lead. Joe sweeping around, coming back to the substitute box. Just drops it off to the winger. Back inside. A little bit stuttered here. The change is coming on for the Cook Islanders. So the play will restart here. 2 touches to go. They haven't crossed the halfway line, which I think is the first time in this half. But here we go now as they work their way across the line. Nice ball back inside. There's good extra metres for the Cook Islanders. Last touch coming up. Masters steps off his left, goes back to the right, but this time the ball goes to ground. But they did get across the line after a little bit of a clunky middle part of that set.
Yeah, you called it perfectly there. By touch 3, they were in all sorts of trouble, but they did a really good job to recover. It was just putting the ball through their hands. They got it out to the right-hand side, and inside ball got them going forward again. They got themselves out of trouble, and they've got themselves out of more trouble here because there's a penalty being given away with the ball in possession. A little bit of rough contact coming into the ruck.
Yeah, referee just said a little bit too much contact from the attacking player there. They're coach killers. They're the sort of penalties we call the coach killer. Frustrating for the bench as we see they were on the attack, had good field position and solid drive, but just giving away a silly penalty and takes away the momentum from the Touchblacks as the Cook Islanders resume here. Drop the ball back in the middle. They found some space with that dropping the ball back into the inside as we see attempted switch play, just a little bit low on the pass going to ground that occasion, but again the Cook Islanders looking good in attack.
Yeah, they are looking really good in attack, but I think one of the main positives is that they're looking really good in defence as well. They haven't let a touchdown in so far in the second half. Score is 4-2. They have that handy lead at the moment, but we know that the Kiwis can put points on and they can do it really quickly. Here they go.
Yeah, Kiwis right on the attack here. That's Tamari Fraser. He's the busy man, and the big outreach of Josh Harrison. Working around the ball, there's Zane Welsh again. So the 3 danger men that we identified earlier. Tamari gets the ball down. There's Zane Welsh, gets across in the end zone, looks for the defence. No holes there. The Kiwi player claiming she was taken out, but it was just bodies in space, and the Cook Islands defence held strong. So another opportunity goes begging for the Touchblacks.
Yeah, you're right, Ads. They were looking for that holding penalty, but the Cook Islanders defender, I think it was Tony Hunt again, didn't get hands on the ball. It was just body positioning. They were competing for the football. She did a really good job just to get her body in there to stop any chance of the Kiwi player getting her hands on the ball and getting the touchdown.
Here's Berryman again, always dangerous around that ruck area. Justice is off this time, long ball thrown, but a late pass. The touch was affected on Tiava Tairangi. So a penalty for the Touchblacks. So again, the danger men for the Cook Islanders are out there on that occasion, not able to get through the defensive line. Solid this time for the Touchblacks as we see. Nice roll on here. Tamari Fraser takes the ball up to the halfway line. Working towards their sub-boxer. Now the fresh legs from the Touchblacks are coming on. Some good space there. 20, 25 metres on that single settle. That sets them up nicely here late in the touch count. Quinton Gardner just drawing the defenders up. Drives in, gets them coming forward. The referee's happy with the momentum here at the moment for the defensive line. Terry Joe calling in the troops. There's a long ball out to the winger. Could have been forward. The referees will just say ball to ground, and Cook Islanders will get the ball back underway from their own 5 metre line.
That was on there for New Zealand. The ball just going out in front of the outstretched arms of Emma Edmonds. If they could have connected that, that was going to be a touchdown in this right-hand corner for sure. So a chance missed there for New Zealand to get themselves back in this match and reduce the margin back down to 1.
Yeah, it was a nice ball from Gardner there, who had the vision, just looked up. All it took was a little look, found the player in space out wide, tried to get the ball there, but unfortunately not finding the mark. As we see some great pressure from the Touchblacks there. I thought Masters could have been caught. Fairly lucky to get that one away on time. And now the Kiwis have an opportunity. 15 inside their own territory. Working towards their sub-box, trying to get those fresh legs on once again. They've done so. So now we have a well-set line out to the right-hand side for the Kiwis. Here they come. Driving into the line there. More good space. Nice short ball off the ground. Makes the extra man. There's a nice drive from Noel Edmonds. Over the line again. Players in space. Just outside his man there, but the ball going to ground. Another opportunity. The Kiwis working hard, but it's just not paying off for them at the moment.
It's been all New Zealand in the last 5 minutes or so, but they just can't crack the Cook Islands at the moment. They're doing a fantastic job, the Cook Islands. If they can hold out these next few sets, they might take the match. But if the Kiwis, they can get a sniff if we see a big dummy thrown there. If they get one more touchdown, it is game on for sure.
Yeah, that's right. As you say, the ascendancy all the way of New Zealand, but these Cook Islanders are staying strong in defence as they roll on now. Set themselves up here. There's a nice little right foot step. Finds himself in space. Goes wide. A diving try for the Cook Islanders. The referee say it's all good. They extend the lead out now by 3. That could be game over for the Touch Blacks here in the mixed 30s. They've got a lot ahead of them, Scotty, and what I'm seeing, Cook Islands, they have lifted and they are well and truly back in front.
Well, what a response. That was an amazing response from the Cook Islands. They've been camped down on their try line for the last 5 minutes or so, as mentioned, but they just go down the other end of the field. Conrad Perry, again, he's been super for the Cook Islands. Just takes off from half. Beautiful ball, and it was finished off perfectly in the corner. There is real pressure on the Kiwis. They've got to score in this set here, you think, to get into the match.
There's a big dive under attempted again. Referee's right there saying the touch was made first. Welsh is the danger man for the Touch Blacks. Cook Islands need to keep an eye on him, and also big Josh Harrison. See Harrison taking it in. There's Welsh. Penalty given, so another set of 6 for the Kiwis. But just looking down at the box, I can see Masters for the Cook Islanders willing his team on, telling them they have to lift. They can't drop. And the Kiwis, a lot of hands on hips over there. I'm not sure. Just looking at body language, I'd say the game is well and truly in favour of the Cook Islanders here.
So New Zealand, they're still just taking in their time. The clock is probably starting to get away from them now. They roll in. They're about 8 metres out from the Cook Islands line. The danger man is back onto the field again for the Kiwis. It's in the 5. They get back-to-back penalties. They're just trying to take time off the clock here, the Cook Islands, but they still need to be careful at the same time that they don't leave themselves a man short.
Okay, so we've had a player dropped off for repeated penalty infringements there on the line.
Yeah, they actually have lost a player here, so they're playing one down, but the referee, no, they've got to play with 5. They can't replace at the moment, so they're going to have the overlap. There's a little bit of confusion out on the field at the moment. There's going to be another penalty given here.
So 6 on 5, the Touch Blacks with the domination here. One extra player, the repeated infringements. The defender gets ordered to the sideline for the duration of this set of 6. She can't come back on until the play has been completed. So the overlap created artificially with that penalty here now. There's Zane Welsh off the right foot. Comes back on the inside, but a nice shutdown defender. The extra play created, and there it is. That's what it'll do to you. The number 7 for New Zealand, Polwai Gardner, gets across the line, brings it back now. 2 touchdowns in this match. Cook Island, there's a little bit of confusion there. Not sure what was happening, but they are still in front. And the clock getting away from the Touch Blacks.
So yeah, they just couldn't respond there. It was just too hard. Tony did a really good job to come in and shut the previous touchdown, Tony Hunt, but there was no way she would have been able to get back out to that left-hand side to recover. But again, Cook Islands rolling into the 5. Touchdown here, I reckon the game is iced. They look for the wraparound play. They come off the right foot again.
Right foot.
Ooh, he might have picked up a little injury. No, he's okay.
Yeah, nice play there from the Cook Islanders. Not sure what was happening. The Kiwis pulled out of one of those touches and gave away about 15 metres on the drive there. Sets the Cook Islanders up nicely. 6 more touches on that play as well. So this will be the second touch coming up. As you said, I think 1 more touchdown for the Cook Islanders here, and it is good night, Irene. We see another penalty on the line, so that's 2 penalties. Not moving forward here. We saw what happened last time. So let's see now. A lot of pressure on the New Zealand defenders here. They can't give away another penalty. As we see the Cook Islanders. There's Masters with the ball. He's got a dangerous right foot step. Shut down nicely from the New Zealand defender, but he took a little bit too long around the ruck area and has been forced substituted. He has to go off here. So until the replacement player comes on, the Cook Islanders have an overlap. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. Here they are. There's the long ball. That's exactly what we're looking for from the Cook Islanders. Nice dive, but great cover defence. Beautiful shutdown defence from the Kiwis, coming across in cover, diving and just making the touch before the ball was on the ground. Beautiful play all round from the women from Cook Islands and New Zealand.
Yeah, I just thought that the Cook Island sides would have taken their time, not worrying about taking that extra overlap, but they went for the jugular, and they might do it again here and now. It's just popped out. So yeah, they were going for that touchdown straight away, taking the 6-on-5 advantage, trying to ice this game. They couldn't quite pull it off. Kiwis, they've got the ball back. I think the clock is against them now.
We saw it earlier there again, Scotty. Conrad Peary went across the line from acting half, got into the end zone, but didn't look to create any space. He just gave the ball straight away. He needed to get deeper into the zone and look wide for the support players. Put too much pressure on the support, and that time the ball went to ground. I think there was another opportunity for the Cook Islanders went begging there, Scott.
They're driving in here again, the Kiwis. They come out to this right-hand side. Can they link up? No. Again, in two minds whether to switch in or stay out. The ball actually ends up going straight behind. And Rawiri, who gave that penalty away, again, it's almost the second time we've seen some tackles being done out here from the Kiwis. Penalty that didn't need to happen and put pressure on the Kiwis. They didn't let in the touchdown, but again, they're under the pressure, and the Cook Islanders, they've got the ball.
Yeah, bring it off their line, just slowing the play down a little bit. There's the hooter in the background. Cook Island have pulled off the big one here in the mixed 30s, defeating the Touch Blacks from New Zealand, and they are extremely happy. Celebrations down here in the Cook Island substitution box, but they know they've got it all to do. They've made their way to the gold medal match here in the 2019 World Cup. They're excited, but plenty of work to do.
Well, what a fantastic semi-final here in the mixed 30s between Cook Islands and New Zealand. The better team won on the day, that's for sure. A fantastic performance, and that will see the Cook Islands head into the gold medal match later on this afternoon. Again, game one of the match, and we've started with an absolute cracker. It is just going to continue today. We have the men's 30s semi-final coming up next, and it's going to be another fantastic match. It's England and South Africa in that semi-final, but it's the Cook Islands who will progress through the mixed 30s gold medal match later on this afternoon.